Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is a quick video I'm just making because I'm over here doing a clue scroll. And realistically, I just want to talk about something. I was at work the other day, and one of the comments I had heard from someone, it was his 50th birthday. It's one of my coworkers. And, we decided that we were going to go out and celebrate with him. And, I thought it was like something a little fun. We're going to go out for a drink or whatever. He just asked me a question. He's like, "How old are you?" I tell him I'm 28 at this point. I don't really have like a direction in where I'm going or an idea of where I even want to be, in the next 10 years, which is maybe to some people sad. Maybe some people have their lives a little more together. But either way, he just asking me general questions. And then he was telling me, the job that we work at, he was saying something along the lines of like, I never thought I would be doing this. I wouldn't, so I can't even speak. I never thought I would be doing this long. But, if you don't choose a path, life chooses one for you. And then he decided that what we do at work was something that he was okay with doing for the rest of his life. And it's just kind of something that just sat with me. He tells me the story and, he's explaining how his life has been from, his early ages of doing what we do to what he does now. And it's not to just demean what he does, but it's to me, it was kind of depressing. It was like kind of, defeating. It was more of so like it just felt like I could be stuck, not knowing what plan I would have, not knowing a direction on where I would go, just being told that like, hey, listen, well, if you don't decide, life is gonna decide for you. And I'm starting to come to like terms with that kind of the notion that life chooses a path for you. It's just kind of crazy to think about how much control we lose by just not focusing in and doing what we initially want to do with our lives. And if it comes down to laziness or just like a lack of motivation, you get stuck with something you might not even want to do. Um, this YouTube channel is not that old. This is about a week old. I'm making videos now because I kind of sat on the idea of that I've always wanted to be a YouTuber or I've always wanted to make content, but I just never known where to start. And then like this is my starting point, whether I make content on gaming, whether I make commentary, whether I just do anything that I find interesting, it's just something I'm just gonna make. And that's it's something I did wanted to do when I was 10, 12. Is it something I want to do in in the past where I did? No. I went to college around like 2017, 2016. I thought I was going to be a computer science major. I thought I was going to be working for some big company like Google or Apple. I thought I was going to be just like, kind of doing my thing, finish my 4 years of college and just kind of, coast off of that. And then somewhere along the lines, like 2, 3 years into school, I realized that's just not what I want to do long term. And to me, that was kind of defeating because it's just like, wow, like I spent the last 2, 3 years, going to school. And then just to be in this area where I'm just like, I actually hate this. I hate the idea of doing this for a long term job. I hate the idea of doing this till I retire. I don't enjoy it as much as I thought I did. I enjoyed it more when I was just doing things for fun rather than I enjoyed kind of like the process of it. And that just goes to show that probably never had interest in it in the first place. Um, so I guess the point I'm trying to get across is like if you have an idea or you have something you're really passionate about, you really got to look deep within. Think about what you actually love. Think about things you actually want to do with your life. Think about not because you're influenced by what you see online, not because you're influenced by what your friends do, not because you're influenced by FOMO, but just think about the ideas that you have at hand and like where you want your life to be in the next 10 to 15 years. That's still a hard question for some people. That's still a hard question for me to even answer. I don't know where I want to be in 10 years, you know? I'm taking it day by day. I try not to look too far ahead because every time I think about the future, I kind of get discouraged. It just seems like it's such a far away point. And then, like I said, I've had this dream of like just kind of making content for 2, 3 years. Actually, maybe 4 years if I'm being honest with myself. Maybe like around COVID. And it's never because of the money. It was never because of the fame or that things that I want. It's just because I enjoy gaming. I enjoy Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta pause. What is this casket? Is it garbage? Is it good? Let's find out. That's actually ass. You know, whatever. I say all this to say you should really just do what you love. You shouldn't let people influence your decisions. You shouldn't let, social status quos influence your decisions. You should really just kind of be who you are when you want to be that person. And, if your life takes you in a path of being a content creator and that's what you want to do, then do that. But if your life takes you somewhere else where you may not be doing content creation, you maybe just be on the other end of just, I don't know, following up your career path, then, do that too. But you got to do what's best for you. But life will choose a path for you if you don't decide soon.